What's something that you can't stand about being a man? The number of times my kids have stomped on my nuts is beginning to make me think it's not accidental. And it's always the same nut. The feeling I should never greet children who don't know me, don't even look in their direction. This is on behalf of my friend who is a single dad. His daughter can never have sleepovers at their place. Other parents don't like it that there isn't a mom present. Not wanting to talk about women we find attractive with other men causes people to instantly ask if I'm gay. It's like, no, I'm not gay, I just find sexual conversations boring, awkward, and a lot of the time creepy. I have a very hard time dealing with social aspects of it. How I'm expected to behave, and how that then influence all opportunities from jobs to romance. My feelings absolutely do not matter to anyone. You may say they do, until I go and express them. Then I'll be systematically shut up and invalidated for feeling literally anything other than happy or stoic. I feel things, but after living as a man, there's absolutely no way in hell I'm opening up about it. Broke up with my girlfriend last night. I just wasn't happy. We weren't making each other better people anymore, and frankly I didn't want to waste her time. She said it's because I'm not a man, that a real man wouldn't walk away. I hate always having to be on guard around children, because as an older and fairly ugly dude, me talking to or interacting with any kid immediately send off people's red flags. Hell, I've made more encounters than I can count on my fingers of people approaching me at a park to make sure I was supposed to be there when I was watching my kid play. Competition for online dating is brutal. Lack of care for my feelings. Asshole hair, metric tons of asshole hair. Not being able to express myself emotionally without seeming weak. I just want a hug, man. You think you shake enough, and then a couple of drops run down your leg. Such a great feeling. Being told to man up when expressing sorrow or grief. Fuck you, let me be sad. Presumed I'm a creep for chilling at the park by myself. It's a public area. Why don't you bug any women that are here by themselves? I'm expected to continue carrying on when I'm just so fucking tired. Having to make the first move. That I have to be the one to instigate conversation if I'm interested in a woman. Kinda wish I had more women do that for me. Only one chick did, and she was pretty awesome while it lasted. The constant programming of what you're supposed to be. Growing up I was only ever told what real men are like from people with the most aggressive, selfish, and arrogant behaviors that were awarded in society. Movies and TVs did not help in this regard. More and more I appreciate my dad. Never told me how to be a man, just lived his life by his own example, and I can only hope to be as kind and loving as he was someday to my family and kids. The like one time every 2 years I actually get sick, it's the overdramatic man flu. Like I'm allowed to be out of commission, just let me watch Netflix and moan lol. Edit. I appreciate all the support. Thankfully my fink does not feel this way. More so my mom and future mill. Maybe it's a generational thing. Just how lonely it really is. No one really gives a fuck about you unless they either need you as a crutch to reach their own goals or they want something else from you. Mental health for guys is like a walled garden, which we only get to look at from the outside. Pee flying in every direction if not careful. Feeling the need to take of your emotional and spiritual needs for myself. I won't share if I'm stressed, if I'm depressed, sad, forlorn, or gloomy. I want to be able to be the most positive I can be, so I don't give a reason for people to have a worse mood. Thank God I have my 2 dogs. Anytime I'm feeling low, they cheer me up. That our mental health and feelings get overlooked because we're supposed to be hard and all the time and only care about how others are doing. Dating. I'm genuinely happy and enjoying my life with my hobbies. I'm also busy. And I don't have the inclination or the time to go crawling round bars or social clubs I don't enjoy just to hunt for women. It feels fucking disingenuous and gross. A lot of people I know meet partners at work, but I'm an engineer so that's not happening. And online dating is utterly abysmal. Borderline dehumanizing, even. We are like cattle lined up at a show, expected to perform for entertainment in the hope we might get a date out of it. I don't think I've experienced anything worse for my self-confidence and mental health than when I tried to take Tinder seriously. What options are left? The hardest thing is realizing that nobody cares about you, particularly because you won't realize this until you really need someone to care, and they won't. Being expected to have a good job, emotionless, and stable relationship or else be deemed a failure by society. This isn't all men but me personally. I feel like I have to be responsible for *everything*. Hair, everywhere. Make it stop. Everybody thinks my wife does all the housework, childcare and cooking, whereas in reality it's 50/50. People round for a meal. Thanks Mrs. Canny-Day88 for the nice food. You're such a good cook. You'll have to share the recipe with me. Routine doctor's letter for our children's next appointment, addressed to Mrs. Canny-Day88. School updates, appointments, announcements, emailed to Mrs. Canny-Day88. Mother-in-law is round and notices how clean the house is despite 2 under 5-year-old daughters. Wow, Mrs. Canny-Day88 does such a good job, doesn't she? WTAF. Am I just a fucking meat sack here to earn money, keep in the background, and inseminate her a couple more times? Like I have actual cooking skills. Love being a fun dad. I probably do. 60% of the housework. We share the school runs, and I help with homework etc. Somebody give me some credit here. I do tell people that I cooked etc. I'm just so annoyed about the assumption that men are useless. If I don't fix it, it's not going to be fixed, or will be done half-assed to the point I have to redo it anyway. Being unable to have a convo with a girl without them thinking you want to fuck them / get with them. You know, after reading through this thread, it's like all us men have to carry a book bag full snakes around. Don't ask me where the snakes came from. It's just snakes in a book bag, and sometimes we come across more snakes and we have to put those snakes into the book bag full of snakes. So we are walking along, and people see the book bag full of snakes and they're like, what's in the book bag? And you're like, oh, just snakes, and they're like, oh, that's not safe, you should release those snakes. Just not here though, I don't like snakes. So when we get home, and our partner is like, what's in the book bag? And then we are like, let me show you. So then we open the bag and snakes come flying out, and then your partner is crying and telling you, "No, put the snakes back in the bag." And you're like, oh, my bad, I thought you wanted to know what was in the book bag. So you end up apologizing to your partner for releasing the snakes, and she's all confused on why you have a book bag full of snakes, and you're like, IDK. I've always had a book bag full of snakes. That I have to initiate everything. I always have to be the first to text. Be the first to ask people out to hang out or go on dates. I literally never wake up to a single notification on my phone. Whereas one of my lady friends posted a screenshot of all the texts she gets but never answers. Meanwhile I'm sitting here with 0 notifications. And anytime I try to initiate a conversation, I'm the one who has to put in all the effort, and the conversation still dies quickly. I literally asked another lady friend why she never messages me, but whenever I was the first to text then we would have a good conversation. Her response was, "You're the man, it's your job to chase women." I stopped talking to her after that. You are supposed to have it together. Never show feeling. Quietly work hard. Your reward is you hardly ever get touched. Accidentally sitting on my balls. My only real gripe is having to shave all the time. I remember in my mid-teens growing up in the 50s and having the thought that all the girls in the school had a career map that was basically pick a winner, marry him, and retire to the rose-covered cottage with the white picket fence, raising children and doing good works. Then and there I decided I wasn't gonna play on that team. I wanted a co-conspirator. This already blew up, but I feel like adding mine. I hate that I'm not supposed to like traditionally feminine things. I like face creams, candles, mixed cocktails, and smelly stuff like potpourri and reed diffusers. So sue me. I have no inherent value as a human being, being only valued for what I have, or what I make. Regardless of whether I'm seen as a resource or a threat, I'm not appreciated simply for being me.